Seems like you need a password for everything these days.
Whether you like it or not. And it's just getting worse.
The password is such a big problem because it's something you have to remember. People's lives are busy. It's difficult to remember all these different accounts, passwords. It's a soup of things.
A soup of things. So it's easy as just to pick one password and use it again and again and again, right?
Wrong.
It's hard enough to remember them, and now you want us not to reuse them.
Right.
Why is that?
Password reuse is a guaranteed risk.
Here's why. Every week we hear about a new data breach. In the news tonight, you could be one of more than 50 million Uber users whose accounts have been hacked. Bad news if you're on Dropbox. Crooks took passwords for more than 60 million Dropbox accounts. LinkedIn says hackers have stolen 100 million more passwords in a massive breach. And now Yahoo reporting a violation of more than 3 billion accounts. Who's next?
Each time, the bad guys get a new stash of names and passwords, like new tokens to feed into a slot machine. They just keep testing your accounts until they get a match.
So if you know my email and you know one of my passwords, then you take that and try it on as many sites as possible.
Right.
And you get in.
Yes, and I can automate that so that I don't have to sit there and do that.
But is that really going to happen to me?
Oh, it'll happen to you. It's just a numbers game. Remember, these aren't people that are intentionally targeting you. They're people that wrote basically a program to use a bunch of computers, in some cases tens of thousands or a million computers, to constantly scour the internet for these things. So these are computers doing this, and they will eventually find you.
Let's say I use my LinkedIn password on my email account too. Well, it's just my email account. What can they do?
I can basically try to get a banking transaction that requires you to authenticate via email, and if I have access to your email, then I can act as you through your email and get all your money.
That sounds bad, and that's not all. They can also pretend to be you and hack into many things: your family's accounts, your taxes, your healthcare information, your work computer, critical systems like factories and power plants. Then they control your money, your food, your water, your electricity, and more.
You don't want to reuse passwords. It is one of the most unsafe practices today because of the degree of systems that have been compromised.
You might not know they've been inside your account. Some find out the hard way.
Like the Dropbox employee who reportedly used the same password on his work account and on LinkedIn. When attackers broke into LinkedIn, they took that password and tried it on his account at the office. The result? More than 60 million Dropbox accounts hacked, reports say, because one guy used a password twice. Thieves with a stash of passwords also got into thousands of TaxAct and TaxSlayer accounts and posed as sellers on Amazon, peddling fake products and stealing money. Just a few examples.
I have heard that passwords are like Kleenex. You only want to use them once. Yeah, that's a good one.
You use it once and then it's done.
Yes.
It's used. It's a one-time only use.
Yes.
Like
you sneeze in that Kleenex, you probably don't want to pick it back up and sneeze into it again and wipe it all over your face.
True. But there's a problem. You can throw these used tissues away, but those passwords, you need to remember them.
So what do we do? The 80% or more of us who've been relying on reusing passwords to stay sane.
The solutions to that are to download any one of the many password-safe options out there, from iCloud Keychain, Password Safe product itself, Dashlane. There's so many of them out there. Pick one. Doesn't matter.
Did you need me to store that password for you, sir?
A password safe, like a digital butler who stores your password on your phone or computer until you need it. And if that's too new school for you, go old school.
Write them down. I know that sounds odd, but if you write them down and put them somewhere like your wallet, chances are you're going to keep your wallet safe.
You still need to pick one other than password. So how crazy complex do you need to get?
We found that the best solution to all these different types of password attacks is not the complexity. So whether it's a uppercase, lowercase, special character, alien character, hieroglyphics, those things, they matter, but they don't matter nearly as much as the length.
Patrick uses a random word generator to pick 5 words of 5 letters each, like these.
Shark think south charm truck. Chain stamp month scale straw. Don't use common phrases like I love you, Star Wars, or let me in. Some of the top 25 passwords last year and super easy to guess.
Until the password goes away, pick just a long password that's easy for you to type. Use a different one for each place you go to. Store those in a password safe or write them down and keep them in your wallet.
Even better, use two-factor authentication, where you sign up to add an extra layer of protection. When you want to log in, you put in your password, and you get a temporary code to your phone as well, and put that in too. That way, people who only have your password can't get in. Use a very good password that you remember well to open your password manager. Any chance that password manager could be cracked? Yes, Patrick says, but use it anyway.
Put that down, you silly Willy.
You still think that it is safer to use a password manager that could get hacked or breached than to try to reuse passwords so that you can remember them all?
Oh, definitely so. Much lower risk. I mean, it's a guaranteed risk to reuse passwords. It's a possible risk, and a low risk at that, to have someone break into your password manager. Yeah, or steal your wallet if you're just writing them down. It's okay to go old school.
Either way, you're keeping the bad guys out and the good guys in.